Hi guys, welcome to another video. So I just wanted to make this quick video just to basically talk about protein and more particularly like the sources of protein, because obviously protein is something that basically consumers have really kind of like obviously picked up on. Health and fitness is definitely kind of like much more on the rise. So along with that, it's kind of protein has become this really marketable thing. You're seeing all of these kind of like products coming at you now left, right, and centre that are really keen to accentuate the protein and the protein content and how many grams of protein. Yeah, I think that maybe for somebody who's kind of like going into it new, it can feel a little bit. But maybe kind of like overwhelming in terms of, are there better forms of protein than others? There is this kind of like ongoing debate even amongst experts. So yeah, I kind of like just thought I'd kind of like do this quick video talking about that a little bit, talking about your main sources of protein. I'll talk about like whey protein, plant-based protein, and meat-based protein, and I'll kind of pitch those three against each other. And just in case you're wondering, is there one that's better than the other? But yeah, there is basically this little narrative that some people like to run with, that whey protein and meat-based protein is just better for muscle growth and muscle synthesis. But I'll tell you, the evidence to support that is really kind of like sketchy at best, if kind of like virtually non-existent, because the studies that we show are basically that as long as you are getting the equal amounts of protein in your body, then the protein is going to act the same. So there's no real one that's better than the other. Now, admittedly, those studies have only the studies I've pitched, like plant-based protein versus meat-based protein. They have only really kind of like, from what I can tell, kind of like covered those how they stand toe to toe in the short term. But yeah, basically the evidence that we've got at the minute, yeah, I mean, as long as you're getting the protein, the same amount of protein or of a significant amount of protein in your diet, then it doesn't really matter. Overall, what those sources of protein are. Yeah, but there are obviously pros and cons to each one. So yeah, I'll just kind of like go a little bit through that. So whey protein is really good for rapid recovery. So it becomes like quite ideal for like post workout. So that's where you tend to see a lot of like gym goers kind of like using it after a workout for like protein shakes and stuff like this. We basically with looking at meat-based protein sources, then obviously because you're having sources like potentially like chicken and turkey, and basically kind of like real high protein sources there, then basically you're kind of like looking at, you can have quite a lot of complete protein sources there, and quite sources that are pretty nutrient dense as well. But then you have basically have plant-based protein, which tends to be a little bit lower in calories. They tend to be a little bit lower, maybe more in saturated fats, and what you would find in maybe some meat-based protein. But you'll tend to find that plant-based protein products could have also be quite more nutrient dense. They could be quite high in fiber, high in various antioxidants. And one thing that is key is you do tend to generally find that plant-based protein is better for digestion as well. So you basically get what you tend to find is with whey-based protein, in particular, it can cause sometimes like some digestive like problems with some people, especially if they got some sort of like lactose in as well. Whey protein is more well known for like creating like bloating and like sulfur gas and stuff like that. So yeah, just in terms of like digestion, plant-based protein is good. But yeah, the only real kind of downside of plant-based protein, I guess, over meat-based protein is like I said, if you are having like chicken or turkey or whatever in your diet, then obviously you got real high sources of protein then. So maybe the most optimal sources in terms of if you're just looking for like gram for gram protein. But yeah, so basically what you tend to find is while the protein that you'll find in those products may not necessarily be any better than the protein you'll get from plant-based products, you will tend to find generally that you will have to consume more plant-based products to equal your meat-based products for that reason. So, for example, because yeah, obviously, if you are cutting out chicken and turkey and all of that, all fish and out of your diet, then obviously you are cutting out like real and the significant sources of protein. So yeah, basically, if you were let's say you were vegetarian and you had, so instead of having that slice of chicken breast, you have like a corn fillet, then obviously that's fine. That's that's going to have its benefits, and it's still going to be a source of protein. But the protein isn't going to be as high as it's going to be in that chicken breast, so you just got to kind of like have more of it. And yeah, the studies show that as long as you are kind of like equating that, then there's no real then it all kind of like works the same. So yeah, in conclusion, guys, there isn't really necessarily one source of protein that's better than the other. If you were to look for my personal advice on it, I would personally advise, in light of like what we've looked at, have a varied source. So basically you can you can have like utilize meat-based products and like whey products to kind of help give you that boost to hit your protein goals. But obviously you can still incorporate plant-based protein as well to kind of counterbalance and help with like the digestion of it and all of that stuff. Why not? And maybe like reduce those saturated fats and all of that as well. So yeah, my personal advice in light of kind of like what we have here, that would be my personal advice. But all in all, guys, like, yeah, there isn't really one that's better than the other. It does depend on the individual and what your own personal goals are as well. So yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to ring a bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please feel free to let me know then in the comment section about what your own thoughts are, what your own experiences are. Do you have a favorite particular source of protein? All of that stuff, let me know then in the comment section. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video. You guys take care.